What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again. A lot of things I want to talk about today, but mostly I want to talk about the video I uploaded on Sunday, why I did it, and what I did. A lot of people seem to be really upset about it, which it can be good and can be bad. A lot of fans are worried about my health, but I'll let you in on a little secret, a secret that people who follow me on Twitter, the people who are on my Facebook group, already know. I'd been planning that stunt all weekend, and rather than actually eat a jar of mayonnaise, which would be insane, insanely unhealthy and insanely stupid, I instead got a jar of mayonnaise, the cheap stuff. I dumped it into the trash, into the sink specifically, and I replaced it with vanilla pudding, specifically sugar-free vanilla pudding. So instead of that jar having 10,000 calories in it, it had a little over 1,000, and I didn't even finish the jar. Of course, there wasn't a bunch of sugar in it either. So, and overeating anything like that's bad for you, um, obviously. So it still wasn't ideal. But again, it gave the illusion. And we hot glued the little seal back on and put the lid back on, and it looked real. Now, why did I do this? Well, I'll get into the detail of it. I once ran for a competition called King of the Web, which right now is a little controversial, but at the time was a fantastic competition, and probably one day will be again. But this season and last season, when I ran, I got cyberbullied a little bit, just a little bit. My main competitor was, God, what was his name? Some Duke Nukem guy, does shooting videos. Really good videos too. I mean, he's really good at the games he plays. They're fun to watch. I can't remember his name right now. I'll probably remember and put a comment links below. But he was not the nicest guy in the world. But he wasn't a bad guy. But some of his fans got a little overzealous, and we clashed a little bit. And in the end, the fact that his fans got so overzealous made my fans want to vote for me. And boop, right to the top I went, and I won the competition. Won $7,500. 1,000 I donated to Child's Play charity. The rest I used to buy a new microphone, new camera, some other good stuff here at the house. I bought myself Sony Vegas, and I've been learning the program, and I still plan to get some light boxes and some green screens and other things with that money, as I promised when I ran for it. So thank you guys very much for helping me do that. But this competition, and they do this every 15 days, so there's new competition, new competition. This season got a little more personal and hectic, and some really bad things started getting exchanged, and one of the competitors is a bit of a troll, and he likes to play it up and play his sociopathy and just kind of be weird and cool. And to be honest with you, like I like the guy's videos. I've watched them before. I'd heard of him from other websites before this, and I enjoyed what I'd seen. Once he got into the name slinging and the death threats and the other things, at that point I felt that it was time for me to get involved, because the people that were getting harassed and the people that were doing harassing, a lot of fans came to me and said, "Boog, you need to get involved. This is cyberbullying. I know how much you're against bullying." And I didn't want to put my foot in this arena. I didn't want to throw my hat in the ring. I didn't want to do it, but you guys asked for it, and enough of you guys asked for it, where I really felt like I needed to do it. So first I tried to contact King of the Web and talk to them, and they've been very silent on the issue. I'm going to continue to pester them until they have a conversation with me. However, I also tried to contact Shoe Nice, and I tried to speak with him directly and see if I could talk him out of this particular behavior pattern. Well, he blocked me and told me to go fuck myself and threatened me a little bit. And fortunately, some of my fans that are fans of his all talked him out of the threats and the craziness, and I appreciate that. And I also believe that the reason Shoe Nice decided that he didn't want to attack me was because he knows I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a threat to him, and he's not a threat to me. We're just two entertainers trying to entertain. I wish that he'd make the same decision when it came to court and whatever. But Shoe Nice, if you've ever seen this dude, I do enjoy your videos. I just don't really like your latest actions. So I thought of a way to try to get the most attention I could. And the most attention I could was, since Shoe Nice likes to eat stuff, crazy, weird stuff, I'd pretend to eat a jar of mayonnaise. Maybe it'd go viral. Maybe people talk about it. Maybe my fans would get involved. But more importantly, it would draw attention to that little info box below where I supported a guy by the name of Maximus Black. And Maximus Black is donating $15,000 to OP Sharecraft. If you're not familiar with that, Google it. Absolutely fantastic thing that the gaming community is doing, that Athena is doing, making some real changes in the world through gaming. So if the guy wants to help, I want to help him. And more importantly, he's not been involved in all this crazy psychodrama. And that's what I think King of the Web needs. And I think King of the Web needs smart, intelligent, friendly people to be their kings. And Maximus Black has certainly proved that's the right way to go. So, I digress. So I decided to do this little fake pudding thing, make a really gross statement, get up on the live stream, eat the rest of the jar. I get, 200 and some people in there watching that. And next thing you know, we've donated a couple thousand votes to Maximus Black. And today, they're in the lead. Maximus Black is in the lead. So, here we are. Job well done. I want to let you guys know that I won't stoop to that kind of behavior very often. And I also want to say that at the beginning of that video, I did a very iconic intro. I borrowed it from a man by the name of Fat Man here on YouTube. Christopher Whitney, I think is his name. A guy who I've been watching since the very first video I ever found of him on YouTube 4 years ago, I guess. Maybe closer to 5. And well, anyway, I've watched him rise and fall in popularity. I've watched him really freak out. I've watched him get his shit together. I watched his shit fall apart. And if he ever sees this, I wanted to let you know, or if you're a fan of his, I want to let you know I'm not making fun of the guy. It's parody. I parodied him because I like him. I wanted, if I was going to eat something and be crazy and gross about it, how could I not want to throw a nod to Fat Man? That's his thing, So, if you made it all the way to the end of this 7.5-minute video, I really appreciate it. I know it's probably a crazy, boring topic. I want to let you know that I am careful about my health. And I haven't been updating on the Boogie 550 channel today. Boogie Down 550. But I plan to soon, probably this week, and get into the details of what's going on in my life. But don't worry, I'm not going to eat a jar of fucking mayonnaise. I'm not crazy. Not that crazy, anyway. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, can we put the word crazy into the comments below? You can tell me that eating mayonnaise is crazy, that you yourself is crazy, that you're feeling crazy lazy, whatever. If you can fit the word crazy into your comments below, I'll know you made it all the way to the end of this video, and that you're a true fan who likes to listen to me talk about internet drama. Yeah, it's kind of like Young and the Restless, only fewer soap commercials.